Eric Nadel is sitting down with us, the Hall of Fame voice of your Texas Rangers. We'll have the call tonight at 7:03. And a good afternoon, sir. How the heck are you?
I'm doing great, Gavin. How are you?
I'm doing awesome, man. Has anything surprised you from what we've seen over the last 4 games?
Everything surprises me about this team every game. I'd say Corey Seager walking 5 times was a bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
I think the Rangers, kind of manhandling the Orioles in that second game was a surprise to me, given that Grayson Rodriguez had made such dramatic changes over the second half of the season since the Rangers had knocked him around in late May and literally knocked him to the minor leagues. What they were able to do against him in that game on Sunday, that kind of took me by surprise.
What was that road trip like for you?
I thought I had prepared for every possibility, including going to Minnesota. I had some cold weather gear. We had no idea where we were going or for how long. I took all the underwear that I owned, and I found out that it was not enough. But fortunately, right next to the hotel in Baltimore is an Under Armour store. I was able to buy a 3-pack of boxer briefs to get me home.
They make some nice underwear too, Eric.
And for $40 for a 3-pack,
yes.
It better be nice.
It better be comfy.
And
right. That stings.
I spent most of yesterday doing laundry, but now I'd say I'm caught up.
Is it just perfect timing that Eovaldi's back to at least, or are you trusting that? How much are you trusting Eovaldi going into this one?
Oh, totally. After seeing that game he pitched in Tampa Bay, that was the real Eovaldi, and I have a feeling he's going to get even better. That he's going to continue to dominate, and it was pretty much a 3-pitch mix last time, and I think, he's got the ability to mix his pitches so well. We'll start seeing more of that now that he's got the kind of command and the kind of endurance that he didn't have his first few starts back.
Do you like Evan Carter up in the lineup where he's at?
I love it. Nothing phases the guy. I wouldn't mind him batting third, but right now, the way things are working, it's hard to complain. And putting him third gives you back-to-back left-handed batters, which is something the Rangers had most of the season, and it wasn't really a concern when Nathaniel Lowe was raking. But I think that at this point in the postseason, the way teams go to their bullpen so early and so frequently, Bruce Bochy does not want to have left-handed batters hitting back-to-back. So I think Carter will stay where he is.
Look at this, a delivery from our friends at Hurtado Barbecue of the new poblano sausage.
Oh, the new menu item. This looks outstanding. Thank you, Hurtado.
Oh, he's
in postseason form.
My goodness, yes. A lot of new items around the ballpark. If you're coming out, definitely swing by Hurtado and check out their new poblano dog if you get a chance to. Just some unbelievable additions here at the ballpark, Eric. Totally different from back in the day from when you first started in baseball, and now coming to the yard is like a dining experience or a culinary experience for some of these people.
It is, and as many times as I've gone to Hurtado, a mile from here, to have it here, wow.
What do we need to know about Dean Kramer, the Orioles' ability to bounce back here after losing the first 2? You don't want to overlook him.
Well, he's been their big game pitcher. He pitched their postseason clinching game, and he pitched their division clinching game. And he had a great second half. He didn't get off to a tremendous start this year, but he pitched really well in the second half of the season. His mind may be somewhere else today. He's an Israeli citizen. Both of his parents are from Israel. His parents were in the Israeli military. His brothers were in the Israeli military. And it would certainly be understandable if, his thoughts today were somewhat divided between baseball and, what's going on in a country that he considers to be, one of his 2 native countries. He spent a couple of months there pretty much every year of his life. He pitched for Israel in the 2 World Baseball Classics.
Okay.
But very talented guy, very cerebral pitcher, and a guy who, pitched well against the Rangers when he faced them in late May.
The fans are having fun taking selfies with you, Eric. Hope you don't mind here as we're talking baseball with Eric Nadel. How about those fans in Baltimore, though? And how about what Rangers fans do when we get to the playoffs?
Hopefully we'll do what Ranger fans have done in the past. I will never forget the 2 playoff games in 1996 when the Rangers made the playoffs for the first time. The fans never sat down for 2 games, and it was a Friday night game, which the Rangers lost in the 9th inning after leading 2-1 going into the 9th, followed by a noon game the next day. And they showed up for that noon game and never sat down for the noon game. a game in which the Rangers took a 4-0 lead early, knocked out Kenny Rogers, who had spurned the Rangers and signed with the Yankees, and then, of course, lost the game 6-4. But the fans were absolutely unbelievable, and that kind of set the tone for what Ranger fans do in the postseason. In this building, I don't know if everybody will be standing the way that they were in the old place across the street, but I'm sure the level of electricity is going to be really, really high.
We talked a lot about the Rangers offensively, and they were setting records in the first half of the season. The offense has been great, but how impressive have they been defensively this postseason?
I think it's been the most underplayed facet of this team. You know, the fact that their error total, 57 errors, was the third lowest in Major League history, by far the lowest in Ranger history. They were so much better than every other team in the league using that as the criteria. Now, there are other defensive criteria as well, runs saved and a whole bunch of other stuff I don't understand, but the Rangers rank highly in those as well. They just didn't beat themselves. You know, I can't think of a game this year where when we recap the game, or even before I came back when Jared and Matt would recap the game, the Rangers lost this game because they didn't play well defensively. That just didn't happen. It never seems to happen for this team. They make the plays they're supposed to make, and then they have guys who also turn hits into outs. And the improvement at catcher by Jonah Heim has been dramatic. You know, he's gotten better each year. The framing is there, the blocking is there, and this year the throwing was there too. And now it seems like he's going to catch every single game. It's 18 in a row now as of tonight.
You've been workshopping some Creed lyrics and into some calls, or?
You know, I've been listening to Creed the last couple of days.
Same here, man.
You know, and
not a fan?
I can't say I'm the biggest Creed fan in the world, but I can say that I have more respect for them now than I've ever had before. So
hey, if they can inspire the Rangers, they're good in my book, Eric.
Absolutely. And, you know, and those two songs, you know, My Last Breath and Higher, you know, if you can't jam out to those two songs,
thank you. One Last Breath. I think One Last Breath is the real deal.
Yeah.
We going to get any references, or are you leaving that to Hicksy?
I'm leaving that to Hicksy. Right. Yeah, he's doing a pretty good job of that.
He really is.
Although I did think that my sacrifice was about a bunt. So
there you go.
All right. I like it.
I guess I'm not properly prepared for being the Creed guy.
You'll be perfect as always, Eric. We can't thank you enough for your time and insights.
Thanks, guys.
You're the best.
Thank you, sir.
Love being with you.